While some areas of Lawrenceville remain pleasant to the eye, many areas are marked by eyesores. Strides have been made by the Quality of Life Unit, but we still need to do more. We need to clean up the residential and especially the commercial areas of our city. If elected, would you make an all-out effort to get rid of the eyesores, make Lawrenceville a clean place to live and to work, and if elected, how would you go about doing this? And we will start with Mr. Reid.
I think it's a joint effort, both between the city and the neighborhood alliances, or the HOAs. As a residential broker, I am in and out of our neighborhoods all day long. I see abandoned properties, boarded up properties, foreclosure properties that have been left in neglect. So those are the properties we have to address first. And that's through code compliance with residential areas. I've seen a really quick, marked improvement in some of our commercial code compliance over the last 30 days with the new hiring, and we need to really give that person the tools to continue to move forward. I think in the past we've sort of let things go for a little bit longer out of a good neighbor sense, but what I see over and over again are those abandoned homes, those foreclosure homes, those long tall grasses that are affecting property values up and down the streets. A lot of HOAs are having trouble just meeting their minimum requirements of maintaining the front entrances or some of the pool communities. City Council needs to get down on the ground, meet one-on-one with each of those, and triage the issues that they think are most important in their neighborhoods, and then begin to work together.
Well, I feel that a lot of the commercial areas out there, I mean, there are a lot of places over by the train tracks and going down towards Reid Jordan Park that are kind of falling apart, that some of the quality of life has not been met and definitely needs some maintaining. To me, there's some charm behind those buildings. Even looking a little run down, it kind of reminds me of some of the simple pastime of where factories and businesses kind of were booming there. And I do believe that if we start within the square and focus on just even some of just the simplest things of landscaping and just cleaning up the concrete and like just general landscaping around those buildings to make it a little bit more desirable, more companies will even go into these commercial buildings. And it's amazing what a coat of paint will do, and some mulch and everything like that. So if we really focus on just enforcing the quality of life, of course, but doing our part to just do simple landscaping stuff to make these buildings still appear to have their charm in the old past, but doing our part to make them desirable for businesses to move in. And I think once people get in there, they'll kind of maintain it and clean it up themselves. So.
Regarding residential areas, there have been some problems in neighborhoods. In 2007, we had a push for the Quality of Life Unit. Several years before that, the regulations, that is, the ordinances were put in place for that. The goal for that was to try to get voluntary compliance. It is only the persistent and more important of those codes that we need to address through the courts. But I think working with the neighborhood associations and the neighbors individually, that we can pretty much address those long-standing sorts of problems that we've had in our neighborhoods. Regarding the commercial part of it, we have a great step forward with our code officer. I think there's been a history of these commercial codes not being enforced. And anytime you begin enforcing things after not enforcing for a long time, there's pushback. And so we need to be careful, we need to be systematic about it, and we certainly need to be fair. Again, try to get voluntary compliance and make sure that people understand the rationale and the reasons. A campaign to make sure people understand that we need for it to happen, we want it to happen, but we're going to be fair about it, and yet persistence so that we have some results.